In this video, I'm going to show you how to curve piece a diamond block. This is a variation of a technique that I came up with over a dozen years ago, which was curved paper piecing. In this example, Gayle Brown is doing her piecing, but she's not doing it on paper. But the effect is the same, and the trick is that you're not sewing a curve to a curve. In fact, you're sewing a straight line to a curve, and the way you're going to take up the difference to make the piece that you're sewing on curved is to take pleats in it. Now that might sound confusing, but just hang in there and watch the video and you'll get it, and hopefully you'll have, like my students have for years, that aha moment, because it's a really cool technique and I hope you find it useful. I've cut out my background square, which is 6.5 inches. This is from Fons and Porter Scrap Quilts, fall 2011, where you'll find all the instructions and also the templates. A lot of the videos I do are kind of generic and you can do anything, but you will need this quarter circle template in order to make this block. Really, you could do it yourself actually with anything. You could make your own whatever size, because it doesn't have to be this big, but I wanted to tell you where you can find this so that you can go get it again. Now, so what I've done here is I've marked on the right side, and I'm using a washable Crayola marker. These work great, but I just wanted to use something big so that you could really see it. That isn't what I necessarily normally use, but I wanted you to be able to see it on camera. Now this is where the fun begins, because what you're going to do is you're going to sew this orange piece of fabric to your background square so that it'll go along this curve, and then when you fold it all back you'll have these pleats and you'll end up having a curve without having sewn curved pieces of fabric. So what you're going to do is go to your sewing machine and start up here sewing, and you're going to work your way around. So you're going to start sewing with your 1/4 inch and sew all the way around, working the fabric in as you go, and then when you get to the end you will be ready to make your pleats. Now the first thing you'll notice is that my orange fabric is not lying flat, and that's okay because I sort of had to pull it to make it go across the curve, and you can see that here I stitched in the red stitching so that you could see better. That stitching is 1/4 inch away from the marked line that I marked with the template, and so that is correct. So now you got this piece of fabric that's kind of blop, and so there's extra fabric in there, and all you do is you make some pleats. You can do this with your iron, ironing them out. I find that you don't really need to iron it. You can just make the pleats and stick a pin in there. You can do it either way, but the trick is to try to get those pleats pretty even so it looks nice. Start in the center and work your way around. And so I'm doing one on one side, then one on the other. And all you want to do is make sure that it gets nice and flat in here. And that's the trick. So you can stick a pin in there, you can press it, whatever you want to do. But now we're ready to add the next piece. Now this piece is simply a square, and all you're going to do is match it up on the corner here, and then you're going to just stitch corner to corner. I made this the background color in the pattern in the magazine. It's all black and white, different fabrics. This could be something so that you could have a different fabric from the background, but I just chose the background. So now I'm going to stitch that for you. I've stitched from edge to edge. I did mark it with the blue first, and then I stitched it with the red, which is what you're seeing. And now I'm going to trim all layers away from the to form the seam allowance. So I'm going to get rid of this extra bulk down here, and then all I'll do is press this open and the block will be finished. For a lot more Sew Easy lessons, visit fonsandporter.com.